CP.
Are you serious? He's gone! 40, 30, Portis all the way! Touchdown Redskins, 64 yards!
26 minutes.
He's pretty sharp. You know, he'll coach you up on the Miami guys and everything else. He's kind of fun to be around. Got an opinion, too.
You know, I've been blessed to have the opportunity to go out and be myself and say the things that I say. And, you know, for the outside world, they can deal with it how they deal with it.
26 minutes with Clinton Portis. CP. Teach him something.
Hey, faithful 26 minutes people. No, I am not Clinton. I'm Monica in this chair. Jake Kringsheifel is here. Clinton is being extraordinary as he is. He's in, where are you, L.A.?
Man, L.A. at the Rose Bowl. Live from the Rose Bowl.
All that energy all the way from the West Coast, the left coast. Tell the people what you're doing. Yeah, he's calling in. What are you up to out there, Clinton?
Man, so I'm out here doing the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl. They allowed me to coach running backs. For some reason, they felt like I would be a good candidate to lead these kids and help these kids with some wisdom and knowledge. I'm like, what? Me out of all people? But they chose me. It's actually cool, you know, outside of sitting in the studio with you and Jake because I don't have a life. All of a sudden, I come out here and I got to get up at 6 a.m. and we're in meetings to like 10 p.m. And I'm like, what did I sign up for? I can't believe this. But it's been good, you know, having the opportunity to help and hoping these kids make it to the NFL. It's been enlightening.
Well, Clinton, I think they've been listening to our podcast. They were probably listening. They're probably listening to our first episode of this whole venture when we started discussing the players and coaches and the whole youth sports movement. I think they're onto something.
You get a chance to teach them something, CP, for real.
See, I am teaching them something. Look, I tried to show them how to take a handoff yesterday as far as keeping your shoulders square. And already, this morning I come in, I'm on the training table. My legs unlocked up, and everybody come in like, you know, the guys walking up like, CP, you trying to get another year? And I'm looking like, huh? They're like, you over here smelling like being gay and getting treatment, so you must be getting ready to play again. But it's a good time. It was raining. It's so cold out here, and it's storming all week. So being out on the field in the elements again, I mean, it's been totally different. I'm normally in the house. You know, I can control the temperature. I'm not wet, but I'm soaking wet, my feet wet, and I hate getting my feet wet. But it's a good time.
Hey, you missed the snowstorm on the East Coast.
You definitely missed the storm. It blows. But
I would have been in the house. I would have been in the house looking out the window thinking like, oh, man, this is so pretty. I wouldn't have been outside if I was there.
True. Well, to your 2019 resolution, maybe this is the first catalyst that you need to start getting back into your fitness regime this year. But CP, we got to talk about the playoffs. We got to talk about the performances. Last weekend, we're down to the Final Four.
And everybody expected this to be the Final Four, 1-2 versus 1-2.
It stayed pretty much the course. CP, what were your thoughts taking in the games?
So I really, just to start off with New England, San Diego, I didn't expect New England to demolish San Diego the way that they did. When you look at San Diego playing Baltimore, maybe the travel, having to come West Coast to East Coast 2 weeks in a row with the temperature kind of caught up, the elements. I don't think that was a good defense. After seeing an awesome defense against the Ravens, all of a sudden you're going to play zone against Tom Brady, and he picked it apart. When you look at the Cowboys and the Rams game, the Rams came out and dominated from start to finish as far as run game being involved. And I remember watching the game and the Cowboys being up 7-3 and being around all these Cowboys fans, and everyone was like, oh, we back. Yo, how about them boys? And I'm just looking like it's 7-3. It's the first quarter. The Rams are going to score, and all of a sudden the Rams go out and run for 300 yards. The reemergence of C.J. Anderson is like, if you have a story just for his 1 year alone, how many times he got cut, Denver, Carolina, I think he ended up somewhere else, got released, and now all of a sudden to be on the Rams with a banged-up Todd Gurley, he's leading the surge. And when you look at C.J. Anderson, I mean, you don't think he's in shape and he's ready, but he's carrying the load, and I think that's great for him.
How do you describe that? Clint, how do you describe that? How do you like C.J. Anderson just coming out of nowhere the last couple weeks?
Well, for one, he's fresh. And for one, he's fresh at this time of the year where no one wants to tackle a battering ram. Everyone is banged up. Everyone is, you know, at that phase you want to get to the Super Bowl, but at the same time, it's like your body, your elements. I mean, your ailments are hurt. And C.J. Anderson, fresh, got an opportunity, a golden opportunity at the end of the season to go out to L.A. and join the Rams. And Coach McVay is doing a great job. He's actually feeding C.J. Anderson. In key situations, C.J. Anderson was on the field and not Todd Gurley. So when you see that, obviously Coach McVay, who's been doing a good job since he took over that Rams job, is just giving the players the confidence they need to know you can still play. Believe in yourself. I'm going to put this ball in your hand and allow you to get it done. And that's the opportunity he's giving CJ.
It was fantastic stuff for him for sure. All right, CP, so now you got to call it. We got the last round before we get to the big bowl. You got to call it. What you got this weekend?
Well, hold on. I didn't get to the
Sunday games.
So
my bad. Sorry.
Yeah, my bad. When you look at Kansas City and the Chiefs being explosive, Patrick Mahomes is probably the MVP. You know, I would say hands down Patrick Mahomes MVP for the way he's playing. For him to lose Kareem Hunt mid-season, unexpected, not have a plan and have to move on. I think when you look at Kelsey, when you look at Mahomes and Tyreek Hill and that Kansas City defense putting pressure on people because they're playing from behind. Kansas City going to score. Now, what you do offensively is up to you, but Kansas City is going to score. And then you look at the Eagles. You know, the Eagles jump out 14-0. Everybody thinking it's over for the Saints, and all of a sudden the magic of Drew Brees come alive. We look at Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram. Michael Thomas played outstanding in this game. So I'm a Saints fan. You know, I was in New Orleans Airport. At the time of the game. So I got the opportunity to watch the entire game in New Orleans. And as I was coming into New Orleans, I'm thinking, should I get on this flight to L.A. or should I go to the game? And it was like the tweener where I'm looking at the airport exit and I'm looking at downtown seeing the Superdome. And I'm thinking, man, I should go to the game and just do this on my own, like just to have the experience. But I had obligations to come out here, so I jumped on the flight. But being able to watch that game,
good on you.
It felt like you were in the stadium because the moment the Saints went up 17-14, you knew it was over. Like when that stadium began to rock, and that's what's going to be so tough for the Rams to come in and get a win this week. That stadium is going to be rocking, and if they could jump out, the Saints not going to have a slow start 2 weeks in a row at home. So you already know they're going to jump out with some firepower this week. And then you look at Kansas City having a home game where New England has to travel. Tom Brady being in 8 consecutive divisional championship games, but going to Kansas City, I actually like Kansas City, and no one wants to go against Belichick and pick against Belichick, but Andy Reid is an awesome coach of his own. He has young talent, guys who are excited about being in this situation. And I think Kansas City finds a way to pull it off. So Kansas City, New Orleans are my 2 picks.
Woo-wee!
I feel like Andy Reid's got to get over this hump.
This
Super Bowl hump. It's probably been itching at him a long time. He probably realizes with Pat Mahomes, like, you know, he's going to have some sustained success, but this has got to be the moment where you're like, we're all in right now. Like, this has got to be it.
I just go back to the epic regular season battle between those two teams. I feel like Mahomes is better off for having had that experience, the whole Chiefs team. And so I agree with you, Jake. And CP, yeah, like this is going to be the year. Like, why not? Let's have some upsets, shall we? Well, CP, you can't see, but Devontae did give us the signal. So I will say it for you since you're on the road. Jake, you got to pay the bills.
I've been telling you guys about this for a while, but helping people improve their lives is what should drive business. That's the belief at Koch Industries, which employs more than 65,000 people across America. The team at Koch works together to meet the world's changing needs in transportation, medical care, water filtration, household goods, energy-efficient building products, and everyday technologies, all while consuming fewer resources. See the innovations firsthand at kochindustries.com.
All right, CP, so before we turn the page on what was in terms of games this weekend and go all the way into the Super Bowl conversation, Alshon Jeffrey, everybody saw it, doesn't catch the ball that would have kept the Eagles alive. We can't say it would have been game-winning. I mean, there's still time left in that ball game.
Still about the 25, 30-yard line.
Right. A major not catch. Major ball that he did not catch. He stood up in the locker room, took all the post-game questions, owned it, and basically put the loss on himself. We did get the caption or the video of Nick Foles immediately going to him and cheering him up as a teammate. But CP, we know that that's one very, very difficult to do. But what does that kind of say about Alshon's character?
Well, I think ever since Alshon got forced out of Chicago, coming to the Eagles has been a blessing. You win a Super Bowl, all of a sudden you put a team on your back. You're carrying them through the playoffs when everyone else kind of wrote you off. So all of a sudden the Eagles go on a run at the end of the season, and everyone believes in Alshon. You look at the tight ends, you look at Alshon and the magic from the quarterback position of Foles, and everyone believes. So for him to go and own up and say, you know what, it's my fault. Although you're at the 30-yard line, to get from the 30 into the end zone is still a long ways to go, but just to have the opportunity to extend and give yourself the shot. So I look at Alshon as just being one of those players that he's stand up, he's in a situation that he's the leader of the team, he's growing within this organization. It's been a great move for him. I mean, he's a high-character guy. You never hear of off-the-field stuff when it comes to Alshon Jeffries, and he's going to recover. When you look at some of the catches he had early in that game, you thought Alshon was going to go for 200. You thought he was going to turn around and have a Mike Thomas-type game, and Mike Thomas all of a sudden explodes.
I also looked at Nick Foles' reaction, and he was asked by a lot of reporters just about what his tenures in Philadelphia has been like, because he's going to be a starting quarterback somewhere next year, probably not in Philadelphia. And he really made some interesting points about how the quarterback is not necessarily has to be the leader. You know, you can be a person that really connects with the entire team, and that's the way that you become a leader, is not just, oh, you're a quarterback, so you're the leader. It's like Nick Foles, everyone believed in him. The defense believed in him, and that's why the Eagles were so confident in each other. You know, hey, we're going to make the stop, and Nick Foles is going to drive down the field, and we're going to win the game.
And to me, Nick Foles has been in a precarious position as a backup, right? Like, even though he was the guy on the field that won the Super Bowl last year and is in pivotal games this season as well, like, technically he's still a backup, right, CP?
Yeah, well, he's a backup with a starter's mentality. I think the Eagles knew that they had something special. Therefore, they wouldn't have put Nick Foles in a situation of not leaving after the Super Bowl, because he could have left after winning the Super Bowl. He was a hot commodity. This year, being able to duplicate only took his stock up. Like, he's going to be so hot on the market because so many teams need quarterbacks. So being able to duplicate that this year only made the magic of Nick Foles even more interesting and intriguing, because as you heard Coach Peterson say, you know what, we know he's gone. Basically, that's what he was saying. Like, he's going to have an opportunity. He's going to go and do something special with another organization, and we understand that. So, first off, the Eagles allowing him to have that access, because normally when you get in this situation, teams want to block it. Like, oh, we got an asset, we can hold on. The Eagles can be nasty, but I think when you look at the way this organization is ran, it's a high-class organization, and they're doing it the right way.
So, in contrast, we got Alshon Jeffrey, big play or big could have been, should have been play. Last week, Jake, we talked about your boy Cody Parkey. Also, shout out to, I don't know, was it a restaurant in Chicago that had the challenge where all the fans were trying to kick this field goal that they thought was so easy, and they were terrible.
It didn't really help that they were in the snow doing it.
Dude, they were just terrible all around, but I'm glad they had an opportunity to see just how much technique and how much skill actually goes into that. All right, but in contrast, Cody Parkey misses the field goal. This week he makes an appearance on the Today Show. Head coach Matt Nagy basically says, we're a we team. I didn't think that was a we move. CP, in 2019, where so much of this is about personal branding and what you represent, one, should Cody have gone on the Today Show? And two, like, what does that mean for the Bears organization? Like, what does that say?
Well, it said he's going to be gone. I mean, you were looking for a reason. You didn't want to cut the guy afterwards. I think all the support came from his teammates and him kind of owning up and taking on it. But this was a state route. This was an opportunity for them to say, you know what, you blew it for us. You blew our golden opportunity, and now that you're taking stardom from it, you're taking stardom from this negative situation and kind of propelling yourself as this guy that bigger than the Bears, and now everyone feels sorry for you and want to parade you around, and you're growing as a person. But at the same time, Matt Nagy and the rest of that organization sit home having a watch, and here you're on tour basically. You're on tour, and your head coach and GM, everyone is sitting back looking like, what the hell? We're out of the playoffs, and he's getting stardom out of it. So it's kind of one of those situations.
I think he was just mad that Cody didn't tell him personally. I think part of that is feeling like I'm being undercut. If there was a conversation, hey, Coach, I've been asked to go on the Today Show. I would like to go, but if you really don't feel like it's good for this team, I won't do it. I just feel like that conversation needed to probably be had.
I agree with you, but I think Nagy would have said no. So I think it's not only did he not have the conversation.
It's the Today Show. You're getting the opportunity to go on the Today Show. You're not thinking, oh, you know what? Let me call Coach right quick and ask him, can I go?
Even though it's behind a play that's going to live in infamy for the wrong reasons. Like, he didn't get asked to go on the Today Show because he's got a cupcake shop on the side. Like, you missed a field goal that would have kept your team alive.
Yeah, but as a player, you got to get over it. It happened. The field goal was blocked, actually, so it's not as bad as saying he missed it. So the field goal was blocked. So at the same time where it's like, well, I missed this field goal, then they come out a day later and say, well, this field goal got blocked. You know what kind of weight that took off of his shoulder? Now I can go around. I didn't miss the field goal. The field goal got blocked. That's the guard fault. Because he should have blocked the dude that jumped up and blocked the kick.
Yeah, but nobody's going to remember that guard's name.
We barely remember that it got tipped. So, it still goes down as a miss. I don't know.
All I could have told him on the Today Show was it's somebody else's fault. I did everything I could possibly do. I had my leg ready. I had the kick ready. If he would have blocked that man, it would have went through the up.
Fair enough. All right, before we got to jump into our next segment, Super Bowl announcement, CP, you got your halftime show. Are you looking forward to Maroon 5, Travis Scott, Big Boy, I think, and maybe some more guest appearances?
No, I'm not. It's a shame because the Super Bowl is in Atlanta, and Atlanta is a platform for hip-hop. And everything about the NFL is hip-hop. When you look at the players, when you look at the celebrations, the music that's being played in the locker rooms, you look at the Saints locker room explode to the music that they were listening to and the culture of the NFL. So you're in the bed of music in ATL, and you have so many legends. You got Outkast, you have Jermaine Dupri that's worth performing. Not I'm talking about music that everyone loves. Outkast sold over 10 million albums, so of course they're a fan favorite. That's in every household. So when you have the opportunity to get Outkast and you go and bring in Maroon 5, it's not the same to me.
Well, it is bringing in a different demographic. I think that's probably the NFL's real perspective on this. I mean,
and do we know that Outkast wasn't asked?
Well, first off, you have a different demographic in the NFL every year. When you get the Super Bowl show, the entire issue is that you're going to Atlanta. Atlanta is like the Motown of the South, and you go outside and get Maroon 5 when you have all of these artists that's from Atlanta that could have performed in this show. You don't get that opportunity often. So next year when you move on and you go to Arizona or you go back to Minneapolis, hey, you can bring in Maroon 5 in, but you get one opportunity with a platform in Atlanta, and you have people that's actually just as big as Maroon 5 or bigger when you talk about Outkast being maybe one of the best duos of all time, even when it comes to album sales. Why wouldn't you go get an Outkast? Why wouldn't you go and get local talent, someone that's embedded in Atlanta? Because it's going to be more intriguing, even for fans and coming to the game. It's like Outkast performing. You never get the opportunity to see Outkast perform anywhere. And the NFL definitely has enough money to pay whatever it is. And I don't think Big Boy or Andre 3000 are going to turn down that opportunity to say, you know what, we get to put on for this city. We get to represent in our hometown with this culture, and they decline.
Well, you got half of Outkast, supposedly. Big Boy's supposed to be there, right?
Yeah, but that's going to be like a feature in the song. You should have had the entire, and then it's like you went out to find people. Oh, let me get Travis Scott. Let me get Big Boy to make up for it after you had already kind of fumbled this issue. So being able to go and get guys after everyone else is like, well, you know what? I don't want to do it, or because everyone was upset, all of a sudden you're trying to go in and bring people in to make up when it's just totally different.
Well, fans will still be watching. We know that. Well, we'll see, actually. Maybe not.
I think fans going to watch. I mean, it's the Super Bowl. And, as any hand time, Adam Levine is great. Maroon 5 is great. It's a great group. You just could have had something bigger on that platform. You could have really captured a lot more attention for the halftime show.
I feel like Atlanta...
Once the game gets started, who cares?
Right. I feel like Atlanta is more worried about being overrun by Saints fans at this point. But anyway, go ahead, Jake.
I know one Saints fan is going to be there.
Are you taking us? Have we decided that? We'll talk about that later off air.
Guys, let me tell you a little bit about our friends at your local D.C. area Meineke Car Care Centers. It's a great place to get everything you need done to keep your car on the road. It's so important to maintain your car. There are 19 Meineke Car Care locations in the greater Washington, D.C. area to help you do so. With services from oil change to brake repair, the experts at Meineke have you covered. Right now, get a basic oil change for only $19.95. Go in today or save time by booking online at Meineke.com. Meineke, on with life.
Are uninvited pests ruining your plans? Let PMSI, the pest control partner of the Washington Redskins, handle it for you. Call today for your free inspection, and they'll work around your schedule to provide you the best solution possible to defend your home territory against pests of all kinds, including mold. Visit mypmsi.com for the game plan to control the pests on your home turf. That's mypmsi.com.
This is Rick Goslin with the Talk of Fame Network. This NFL season, FanDuel has more ways to win than ever before. New Beat the Score contests pay out everyone who hits a certain score. Now it's easy to find your friends and challenge them to play head-to-head fantasy contests for cash or bragging rights. New players, try FanDuel today and get a $20 bonus when you make your first deposit. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/Rick.
New users only. Bonus not available for withdrawal. State and age restrictions apply. For eligibility rules, terms, and conditions, go to FanDuel.com.
John Riggins here with a little tip. If you need a mortgage, take my advice and use the pros at McLean Mortgage. Buying a home can be stressful and filled with hassles. The experts at McLean Mortgage understand what an important financial investment your home is and will seamlessly guide you through the process to successful home ownership. Smooth, amazing, easy, professional, and first rate are just some of the reviews from their tens of thousands of homeowners, including me. I trust McLean Mortgage, and I hope you will too. Check them out at McLeanMortgage.com.
Hail to the Redskins this year with gear from the official Redskins team store. From Nike player and personalized jerseys to a great selection of new era hats, the Redskins team store has you covered. Plus, we have an amazing variety of youth and ladies apparel and everything you need to throw the perfect tailgate party. And we have signs, flags, and collectibles for the perfect Redskins man cave. So hail to the Redskins in style at any of our 4 Redskins team stores or online anytime at RedskinsTeamStore.com.
I'm trying to meet that boy Clinton Portis, though. They say he's smooth on his feet. I'm trying to teach him something.
Teach him something.
All right, last segment. You know it's my favorite. But before we get to best thing we saw, tell me, guys, where does the presidential celebration with the champion Clemson Tigers with fast food fall into a best thing that you saw this weekend? Is it phenomenal? Were you pleased, Jake?
Probably everything opposite of that, just to be completely honest. It kind of boggles the mind that a professional athlete would want to delve into more fast food.
College.
Well, okay, that's right. Soon-to-be professional athletes and many college athletes digging into Wendy's when they could have gotten that somewhere outside of the White House. I feel like you go to the White House, you want to get something really great. Get me a nice steak dinner. Get me some nice... the White House has tons of chefs, right?
That when you're not having a shutdown.
I guess that's true.
Possibly. Thoughts, CP?
I'm like Jake. I think that was horrible. You go to the White House... one of the first things that didn't decline going to the White House, and then you feeding fast food. Are you kidding me? Like, you have all of this stuff, you have all of this access, all these world-renowned chefs, and you give fast food. I'm really still shocked. It happened so quick for them to even make it to the White House. It was kind of normally this takes some time before you take your team to the White House. It happened quick. That reception is not what they went for. Like, what's the highlight of going to the White House? You say, hey, I met the president, or that's going to go down forever. Hey, we went and ate fast food at the White House. It's good for Wendy's, though. It's great for Wendy's.
Yeah, I think it was like Wendy's, McDonald's, and Burger King all represented, to be fair.
This is what's crazy. So Clemson, South Carolina probably got the best burger spot in the world. So for them to have to leave, Clemson, South Carolina has a spot called Max Burgers. And it's probably hands down the best burger spot in the world. And I'm not even kidding. It's been around old-fashioned burger, like that real burger that you really want to have. So, and you leave Clemson, South Carolina, you're getting fast food. Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, you leave Clemson, South Carolina. Do you want food from Clemson, South Carolina? I mean, I guess that might have made it more of like a thoughtful thing. I don't know. All right, real quick, y'all. Best things you saw, CP. Are you enjoying the Rose Bowl or not Rose Bowl, California and the NFLPA Players Bowl?
Well, it's cool, but the best thing I saw just so happened at the University of Miami, former teammate Rod Gaff, when you look at it, gave his former teammate a kit. Both of these guys, we were all just in Medellin, Colombia, like 2 years ago, and Daphne was really in bad shape. Like, he was sick, and just normally when we walk out, it was like, I'm tired. He couldn't move around, and all of a sudden you get a former teammate to come in and give you his kit. Like, that's huge. And like, it was nothing that everyone knew about. It kind of like we found out about it after it happened. So when you see this, it's like, wow, or like, are you kidding me? For him to go and make that move and share it to save a life, that's going to go overlooked. You know, this is not going to be the headlines, and this wasn't pointing your attention. This was just, and you know what? You my man, and like we brothers, this you family, to make huge.
Okay, just because you were cutting out a little bit there, I want to make sure people heard that all the way. You have teammates, former teammates at the U, your alma mater. Somebody gave someone a kidney, the organ, not a kit. Because at first I thought you said kit, and I was like, what? A kidney, the organ.
All right, best thing I saw. I normally go with movies here, but I'm going to switch it up just slightly. I have been a Game of Thrones holdout for a long time. I have not watched the show. I didn't watch it when it started, and then I felt I was going to be behind on the show, and then it started to really gain steam, and I just felt like it was just too much to try to binge, and I've just kind of held out, and then I took that stance. It's coming back. The last season is in April. I've been getting pressured by some colleagues to watch it. I finally started watching it. I finished the first season this last week. I'm all in.
So you're the second person that has said that to me today, because I am also a holdout. I'm like, whatever, y'all can have it. Should I pick up Game of Thrones, Jake? I trust you.
I mean, look, it is a very good show, but I also think it doesn't really have to be seen. Like, I don't think this is like a show that, if you like beheadings and sword fighting and medieval times and in the winter, maybe this is the show for you. I don't feel like it is wonderful for everyone to be like fully engaged with. There's a lot of sexual politics with it too that I think it's actually come under fire for over the course of its run. But I still think it's an incredible show, but it may not be for everybody.
Are you a Game of Thrones guy, CP?
No, not a lot.
So maybe let's watch it. Are we going to watch it this season, CP? It could be a 26 minutes thing.
Yeah, but we got to catch up.
I know, yeah. No, I agree. We definitely got to start from the beginning.
How many seasons does it have?
It has 7 seasons.
7?
Right,
oh, no.
Yeah.
We would be so far behind.
Oh, my gosh. No. All right, my best thing I saw this week, CP took the heartwarming, deep, human interest best thing. So I'm just going to give it up to James Harden, 57 points. I mean, my man has been lights out, unstoppable, like scoring the ball, like incredibly. I don't know if I'm ready to throw him out as MVP because I'm not sure what the Rockets are going to do, but I'm going to give him his props because I think scoring is fantastic and he's having a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
Man, when you look at the turnaround of the Rockets, who else are you going to throw into the conversation besides Giannis?
Yes, definitely Giannis is the other person.
Yeah, you throw Giannis. I mean, LeBron's been injured for the first time. Steph, Golden State, slow start. So for him, Chris Paul goes down, and all of a sudden, Harden needs to be Harden. Harden needs to bring back the magic because the Rockets got off to a slow start after losing Trevor Ariza and some of the guys that they lost in free agency. It was kind of like, oh, is this it for the Rockets? All of a sudden, you go and tell Carmelo, hey, you interfering. This mid court game. I mean, it's time for you to go.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing, and I know that the award will be decided before we get to the postseason, essentially. But I just want to see James Harden still be this person in the playoffs. But it's definitely him or Giannis in the NBA when we have that conversation. Well, CP, you're not here. We hope you have a fantastic trip. You really teach those young people something out there. But Devontae is giving us a signal.
All right, man. Y'all take care. Appreciate everybody joining 26 minutes. Good job, Monica. Good job, Jake. Devontae, as usual, great job. Peace out, everyone.
Have a safe trip.